welcome back. Look at this look. I'm like obsessed with yellow right now. So like there's yellow in my eyes, there's like a yellow chain, well it is yellow gold, and there's this yellow dress that I'm wearing. The main thing about this look is that it is a glossy eye. Can you see it? But yes, if you want to learn how to create this look, you just have to keep watching. Hi everyone, let's just begin. Okay, I have already moisturized my face. There is a little bit of oil on my face. I think my foundation is going to slip really well because I shaved my face this morning and I did it with the help of some oil. I've gone ahead and even prepped my eyes. But before we move on, you know, a really funny thing happened. You know that meme where a guy is trying to get a tattoo and what the artist is doing is completely off? Something similar happened to me. I showed the nail inspiration that I wanted to do, and this is it. And you won't believe what the lady did. I was so embarrassed. I've been so embarrassed to show it to friends, but okay, this sucks, but this is it. It looks like kids art, and I got these nails done for my birthday. Imagine. Ugh. But I have no time to go and get it changed, or I don't know, I just sometimes I don't have like the courage to tell a person like I don't like it. So I have to stick with these absolutely horrible nails for my birthday this time. But I'm just gonna focus on what we need to do because these are just I cannot. Okay, we're gonna start off with corrector as always, because always correct all the pigmented areas. So I'm just gonna do that. And next I'm going to move into foundation, and this is the Tom Ford one, which I so very much like. And I'm just going to apply a light layer all over, sort of wherever I want it, but just like a very light sort of a veil. So all that oil from my shaving is just really helping to, you know, just smooth over the foundation all over the face, and I think it's actually like speeding up the whole process. You all know my favorite concealer is the Born This Way in Warm Beige that goes under my eyes, and just to bring back a little bit of color around here, what I'll do is I'll quickly blend this one out. You know, I like to leave the concealer a little bit, maybe a minute or so, and in the meanwhile what I'll do is I'll just quickly go in with a bit of highlight. So I'm using the same concealer but in the shade Natural Beige, and I'll just do it in my usual sort of spots. I'm going to brighten here just after this is done. I'll actually go ahead and blend these out so I can do my chin here. I'm quickly going to check if the under eyes are done. Okay, I'm just working this. And now after I've blended out my concealer is when I'm going to place this here just for brightening a little bit on the sides of my nose. And I'll just blend this out with my finger and then go once again with the beauty blender. So to ensure there's no creasing, I always make sure there are no creases in sort of the fine lines. I already prepped my powder puff and I keep with some loose powder, and I tend to look upwards because I don't know, when you look down your creases kind of fold into one another, but when you look up everything, you know, your skin kind of stretches. It's under your eyes and you can just kind of a little more easily set your under eyes. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna move straight into eyes and then sort of go and finish off skin. It depends on sort of what you want your main look to be about. So I want it obviously to be on the eyes and the glossiness, and I think once I'm done with that, it'll help me sort of bring the whole look together, you know, with blush or what kind of skin. Like I'd prefer obviously more glossy skin, but let's see, you know, because you can even play with textures and land somewhere else. So I'm just prepping my eyes with this NARS base because especially a shadow like yellow to show on my skin tone is a bit of a challenge. You know, something really nice to do here, I know I don't have the product, but you know, if you have the DANESSA MYRICKS, you know, the small tube, I forgot what it's called, but you can use that as like a base and then your yellow goes on top, because when you have a white base, your yellow will like pop more, it'll look more vibrant. Great, I've even taken care of eyes, and I'm gonna actually move in straight into my palette, and I'm really gonna try to use this white because it seems quite pigmented. But first I'm thinking maybe I'll start working on the outer bit. So I want the outer bit to be a little more smoky, but I'm gonna use this gray. So I'm gonna start to build that gray, and then you know, we're gonna see how, you know, should we move more to a brown or more to a black. I'm gonna check how that works. So I'm just taking this NYX brush number 30 and, you know, the gray from that palette, and I'm just going to start working this gray in the outer V of my eye. We're gonna gradually build it up because, you know, if you go in with too much in one go, you can't delete, but you can definitely put less. And I want to keep the center of my eye very clean because that's where the gloss is going to go. Always have a clean brush handy because you have to usually clean up the edges a bit. I'm going to start smoking it now, and I'm just going to use this Smoulder pencil. It's a kohl from MAC, and I'll just start working on like the outer wing. I like to do this eye first because it's sort of the trouble eye for me. At the same time, I'm even trying to sort of elongate the look of the eye, so I have to go in like the right angle so that not only does it look big and long, but I can also, you know, manage to smoke this out quite successfully. I'm just smoking this out a bit just to see if I get the shape right first. Sorry about this sound, it's something in the building that I can't control. There's this little exhaust that just goes on and off like 3 times a day, so you're gonna hear this noise. And I'm just blending that out. Keep going in with the pencil and blending it out until you reach the intensity that you like. Using this Ariel brush number 820, I'm just gonna take this center shade and just put it on my crease. Now using this brush number 18, I'm going to pick up that black shade and I'm going to start placing it in the outer corner of the eye and keep blending as I need. So now I'm just going to start working on the gray a little bit more, and then I'll go into the inner corners. Okay, so I'm really happy with the intensity of black that I reached, and now I'm going to start on with the yellow. I just hope this works. I'm going to keep the gloss as like the last thing because you know, the gloss usually is used only in editorials. I'm going to start by very gradually layering on this white with brush number 17. Now I'm picking up yellow with the brush number 18, and I'm just going to place that on top. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye before I start to darken it up and make it a little bit more like sort of a mustardy yellow. So what I'm doing is I'm taking different shades of yellow and I'm just sort of mixing them together to create like a nice fade of yellow that I want. Okay, I'm going to leave the yellow shadow there because I feel like if I obsess over it too much, I might just end up doing something wrong, and I don't want to throw this look out. So I'm going to leave this here because honestly, I am building on this look. It's not planned. I'm trying to build on it as I go, so bear with me. From here, I'm moving straight into skin, and what I'm doing is I'm just using this Mario sculpting stick in medium, and I'll just do some basic sculpting. Alright, I finished my brows, and what I used is my Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil. I used a little bit of this clear brow gel, and I used the Gimme brow in number 4. Now that one helped to bring in a little bit of warmth back into the brows, otherwise they were looking a little too cool toned. For bronzer, I'm using this Give Me Sun bronzer from MAC, and this one's a beautiful like warm toned bronze. And for blush, I'm using this Rare Beauty blush on my cheeks, on the apples mainly. It looks a little more youthful. With what was left on this brush, I'm just taking it into my temples. So for my nose contour, I'm just taking a little bit of this Hoola bronzer. And just to highlight the center of my nose, I took some of that concealer, which I used earlier. And I'm just drawing a straight line down my nose. Okay, now I'm just going to use this this powder foundation, and I'm just cleaning up, and I'm also just gonna, you know, press this lightly on my forehead. Now I just want to do liner, and I'm going to use my Inglot eyeliner in whichever the black shade is. And I put some of those Duraline drops because it had kind of dried out. It usually dries out, and then you can put those Duraline drops and just, you know, make it liquidy again. And I'm actually going to draw a very fine line because I want to emphasize more on the smokiness than this actual line, but this line will actually just help me with false lashes. So what I did is I just created two little tiny pointed corners on the inside, and I kind of winged it out, but like with a very short wing on the outside. And now that I can see like a visible difference in the black and the gray, I can actually just go and darken that sort of little bit out. Next is lashes. So I'm just gonna curl with the Troy Surratt curler, and I'm thinking which lash to go with. Today I'm going to use this Bad Gal Bang mascara. Okay, I found another H&M lash which is just very normal looking, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it in the center, and I'll use one side on this side and the other half on that side. Next, I'm moving it with lip liner, and I tried this Spice pencil, but it's not giving me the vibes. So instead, first I'm just going in with the Endless Cacao. I'm going to take this Patrick Ta and She's Bold, and I'm just going to use that on mainly the outer parts of my lip. And on my lips, I'm just going to use this Merit Slick Oil, which I just love, and this is in Au Natural. I'll just go in with a little bit of this Huda Beauty cream lipstick in the shade Hustler. You know, just for some drama, I'm taking that gray shade. I know I'm just like bouncing in and out of products. I mean, I didn't even finish my highlighting, but I think this is how I kind of improvise. So I'm just using this gray, you know, the gray, I'm just using it as a hint of color right here. So we're almost done with this look, but I want to keep the highlights. Instead of like something like the Charlotte Tilbury, which is more gold, I want it to be more like a transparent highlight. So I'm using this DANESSA MYRICKS Dew Wet. It's more like a balm. But first I'm just gonna put this sort of all over the body because it is very light. It's very light reflecting, and I think it'll just look nice while I do my slow motion shots. Just tapping this very lightly. Are we ready for gloss on the eyes? Ah, I'm so excited. What I'm going to use is this Kevyn Aucoin, it's called the Diamond Eye Gloss. So it's like this really cool gloss which has like, it has these shimmers. Let's see how much shows, because I've used this like once and I was so scared to use it at that point that I was just like, oh, let me just like, you know, put something there. So I just kind of dip my finger in it and you can see how it looks. But I don't want to work with this much in the first go, so I'm just tapping some on the back of my hand and I'll start placing this. Warning before we move on, I do not guarantee the longevity of this look because a glossy eye usually just never lasts, but I'm doing it for the fun of it. Okay, that's it. This is done. What do you guys think? What do you think? I think I really like it. And as the last thing, I'm just going to use this Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray from Charlotte Tilbury, and I'm going to spray this all over my face. And this is the finished look. I'm so happy because it actually came out the way I wanted it to come. Before I wrap up, I am traveling with a few friends and Harith, of course, and we all are going to LA for my birthday. I'm so happy, and I'm actually going to film a video now with how I pack or plan my makeup and I take it along. So I'm going to film that tutorial, and that is definitely going to be a few days from when this releases. So when it does, I'm going to post a link right here. But thank you everyone, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.